Hello everyone, thanks for joining me here. A Hardcore Nuzlocke is a challenging rule set that makes Pokemon games more difficult, with permadeaths, set mode, no items in battle, and level caps. This style of gameplay seems to have originated 5 years ago by Pokemon Challenges, where he outlined the issues with ordinary Nuzlockes and suggested a new variant to fix this, the Hardcore Nuzlocke. However, this style didn't begin to catch on until about 2 to 3 years ago when various YouTubers started doing mono-type runs with the Hardcore Nuzlocke rules. This is basically where you can only use Pokemon of one type, upping the challenge even more because your entire team is usually all going to be weak to certain types. This gained popularity very fast and even sparked an entire group of YouTubers whose entire channels are dedicated to doing these exact runs. Well, about a year ago, I noticed the channel by the name of Freezeye upload this video. A Hardcore Nuzlocke in which he only used non-evolved Pokemon, and it was amazing. I'd never seen strategies so intricate and interesting, items and moves being used in never before seen ways in order to win battles. Pokemon Challenges himself even made a reaction video on it. So I thought, what if I combined Monolock with no evolutions to up the challenge even more? Well, I did and built my whole channel around it. But so far, all of these videos have been in theory. I'm just designing strategies that could work in a real run. But then I said no more. I'm not messing around. I'm doing it for real. So I did. I present to you guys the first ever Hardcore Nuzlocke in Pokemon Soul Silver with no evolutions and normal types only. Let's get right into it. Before I played through the real run, I played through the entire game as a test. This was to figure out the best strategies for all the fights, optimal natures and abilities for my Pokemon, and the correct EV spreads. Especially in Soul Silver, where you will not get access to EV reducing berries. You'll be stuck with the same EV spreads the entire game. One thing was for certain, out of all my encounters of the game, there's one that stands above them all, Rattata. With access to Guts ability, Facade TM, Choice Scarf, Rattata is going to put out massive damage and sweep through many fights for me. I had to catch a good one, preferably with a plus attack nature. I won't settle for less. Only Lonely, Naughty, or Adamant Rattatatas make it through. Brave is out of the question because speed is very important. Lucky for me, Rattata can be caught right at the beginning. After gaining access to Pokeballs, you can set the game to night and use both Route 29 and Route 30 to guarantee capture both Hoot Hoot and Rattata. This took me 7 tries to finally get the rat I want. Now we can start the run. I let Hoot Hoot gather the trashy Vs and EXP from the few random fights you'll go through at the beginning. I'll head back to Route 46 now to capture my Spearow, and I left both Rattata and Spearow alone for now because I have a special plan for them. You can capture Pidgey on Route 31, and let's take a look at all my friends. So far, we've got Naughty Rattata, a Lonely Hoot Hoot, a Naughty Nature on my Spearow too, which is amazing, and a Timid Pidgey. Not too bad. My plan is to continually let all the garbage EVs and EXP go to my Hoot Hoot along with Pidgey too, just for now, although Hoot Hoot was able to solo every single fight, even the elderly. Let's prepare for the first gym fight. Level 2 and 3 Centrets on Route 29 give an average of 20 XP. We can switch between Rattata and Spearow so they split the EXP at an average of 10 apiece. Since Rattata and Spearow are both medium fast EXP gainers, they both have about 3300 total XP until the level cap at high level 13. Since 3300 divided by 10 is 330, they have more than enough EXP available to max out both of their attack EVs before the Faulkner fight. Alright, I have one more preparation before the Faulkner battle. Remember that escape rope from Sprout Tower? I can go to the Ruins of Elf and use it right here to access the treasure room. This has an Oranberry in it, which is going to be very useful. Let's give Rattata a guts boost from a Weedle, and then we'll head right in. I'm going to start with my edged Rattata. He's only in to get to level 14 when Pidgey is gone. Now I'll go into Pidgey. I don't actually want to kill Faulkner's Pidgey here, just weaken it a bit. And I messed up a little here and should have gone to Hoot Hoot because my Pidgey is a little too strong and could have killed Faulkner's Pidgey prematurely. Thank God it didn't. This is only because I want to finish with Spearow with as much health as it could possibly have. And I want that because I'm going to be using Leer right away on Pidgeotto. Then I switch directly into Rattata. Since my Rattata has awful special defense IVs and a naughty nature, Rattata is at a slight risk to dying to a crit after 2 Gusts. In hindsight, I should have attempted Peck with Spearow or got Hoot Hoot into the action, but I was a little bit blindsided by the original strategy. I'm so used to sticking to a strict plan because of all my previous other videos, so I forgot to adapt on the fly here. But thankfully I got away with it and I'm able to win the battle. I won't make that mistake again. I can hatch the Togepi egg after this gym, and with the increased level cap, I can max out a few of my Pokemon's EV spreads in preparation for the next gym. A few fights between here and Azalea Town Gym, everything was really easy and could be taken care of by any of my Pokemon. So, let's just get to the really interesting part. I'll start with Hoot Hoot. Hoot Hoot is only here to get 25% damage off with Peck. Scyther does not see U-turn as viable, but does see Quick Attack as almost 50% damage on my Hoot Hoot. It's going to go for Quick Attack, Focus Energy, or Leer here. Critical Quick Attack will not kill Hoot Hoot, I'm 100% safe. Now I'm going to go directly into Togepi. Togepi is highly defensive with max HP and defense. Scyther will now go for any of its moves here. I'll yawn it. If it U-turns, that's fine. Even if Scyther crits Quick Attack 3 times in a row, my Citrus Berry allows me to live still. Once Scyther goes to sleep, I have 1 free turn to go into Pidgey. Pidgey can take the critical Quick Attack and I'll Whirlwind Scyther out. We either get Metapod or Kakuna, it doesn't matter too much to me. I'm gonna go back into Togepi and put it to sleep with Yawn. Now I can get another free turn to get Spearow in. I can kill it with Aerial Ace and get to level 18. Scyther's back in and it will not go for U-turn here. Level 18 plus the 36 defense EVs I gave Spearow allows it to just barely live a critical Quick Attack from Scyther every time. Scyther's now in range of Spearow's Aerial Ace and I can finish it off. Kakuna in the back dies too. The rival is simple. I'll use Rattata for Ghastly and Zubat with a Persimberry for Confusion. Then I'll use Spearow for Bayleaf. Bayleaf loves to go for Poison Powder, so I had a Pecha Berry just in case. We can grab Headbutt next, and that unlocks our next encounter. It's an Aipom. Now, Goldenrod City opens up. This is going to give us Facade, and Facade is going to ruin everyone's life. We'll also play Voltorb Flip in preparation for Whitney. You can actually just put this game into an online calculator to get as many coins as you want. With the coins we earn, we can get a Silk Scarf. Silk Scarf plus Facade plus Guts Boost will make Whitney cry. Just look, it's a Facade sweep, guys. Let's do a little Facade sweep on our next rival fight, even with Magnemite's resistance. All this Facade swapping takes its toll though. Rattata always gets close to the level cap. So, Spear's Aerial Ace hits pretty hard and can just barely secure the kill on all these Ghastlies and Haunters in the gym to split up the XP a little bit. We will not lose to Morty, it's impossible. I'll start with my Aipom. Ghastly cannot touch Aipom with any of its moves after I outspeed it and use Substitute. I can Baton Pass the Substitute to my Rattata, and Rattata can kill Ghastly and Haunter with Guts Boost Crunch. When Gengar's in, I can take its Sucker Punch with my substitute and kill it with Crunch. But now my Rattata is in crit range from this Haunter's Sucker Punch. So I'll go into Aipom. Mean Look can be escaped by my Baton Pass, Sucker Punch will fail since I didn't target it with an attacking move, Nightshade won't affect Aipom, but what about Curse? Well, then I can just switch directly into Spearow right after, and once again, Spearow will not be affected by anything Haunter does. A critical Sucker Punch will not kill, and Curse puts Haunter in range for my Spearow to kill it with one Aerial Ace. Nobody can stop me. I'm going to repel through Route 38 just for now because Snubbull only appears here first. I'll have to catch my Meowth first on Route 39 to ensure I can get Snubbull on 38. These boys here both have pretty bad natures, but I guess it balances out with my other team's pretty good natures. I'll battle through the lighthouse with my Spearow, activate the Ampharos quest, and head to Cheyenne Wood, avoiding all but one trainer. When I get to the gym, I know I don't want to battle Black Belt Lao because his Hitmonchan has Mach Punch, which is super annoying to deal with. Instead, I can just sweep both of these Black Belts with Sharp Beak Spearow, reset the gym to move the Black Belt back, and then hit the switch for Chuck. For Chuck, I can kill Primeape with Facade. Poliwrath, however, doesn't always die to it. I'm just going to U-turn Poliwrath to weaken it just enough, and I have so many encounters in this run that I can give away Pidgey. Spearow is like an upgraded Pidgey anyway, so I don't need it. I'm just going to let him go. Now I can just go back into my Rattata and finish it with Facade. Goodbye, Pidgey. I'll go in level cap order, so I'm going to head to Mahogany Town first and skip the Olivine Gym battle for now. I'm gonna run from the Gyarados fight because I'm kinda scared of this guy and it works out either way for the story. Now, let's head into the hideout. I'm a little bit over leveled here so the grunts are super easy, and I'll use Guts Rattata for the Petrol battle. At the end of the battle versus this Raticate, I need to use Sucker Punch on it instead of Facade, since Raticate has its own priority Sucker Punch that could kill me. The double battle with Ariana and this grunt is pretty erratic, but at the same time, Lance's Dragonite is OP, so I'm going to let the Dragonite take care of everything while I just substitute and protect constantly with Aipom. If anything ever went wrong, my plan was just to Baton Pass the substitute to Togepi, but we're all good here. I'll make sure to use the Choice Scarf too that Mom gives you, just to make sure Rattata outspeeds all these electrodes and kills them with Facade. Mahogany Gym has the first ever trainers that'll feature since they require a little bit of strategy. The problem with these two guys is that they're necessary to move on, and they both have 3 Pokemon with priority Ice Shard, which puts our ace Rattata in danger. Here's how we work around that to win. I'm going to use Togepi and Aipom together. They work so well. This is how to do it. Togepi starts by getting sealed to -6 attack with Charm, and I can either use Yawn for a safer Aipom switch-in, or Wish to keep Aipom topped up. Aipom can then use Taunt to force Seal to waste its Ice Shards, and I can go back into Togepi. I can Encore with Togepi to make Seal continue to only use Ice Shards. I'll repeat this cycle until it has no Ice Shards left. Now I can send a substitute to Rattata, kill the Seal, and even if Dugong here crits and breaks my sub with Ice Shard, an Ice Shard crit from the Seal that comes after still won't kill Rattata, and that wins me the battle. I can use this same exact strategy to take out the other trainer who just has Shelders and a Cloyster instead of Seals and Dugong. It's time for Price now. Since Price's Dugong has Ice Shard, we're going to do the exact same strategy one more time, but with this Seal here, and we're going to finish it off in the end with a Facade sweep. Now we'll head back to Olivine for Jasmine. This was a surprisingly tough battle to strategize because of her Steelix, but I found a way to win every time. Guts Facade Rattata can take out both of the Magnemites. You'll notice Meowth gets a level 36 with the EXP share, and this is important for later. When Steelix comes out, I'm gonna U-turn into Meowth. Meowth's EV investment plus the 1 level it got ensures that it lives a critical Iron Tail, Steelix's strongest move. I'll hit it with Hidden Power Grass and let my Meowth go right after. I don't need it anymore. I can bring in my special attack Choice Spec Snubbull, who can outspeed Steelix, and the hidden power from before puts it in range to always die to a flamethrower. I'll grab my Eevee and let's head to the radio tower. Petrol here can get swept by my Facade Rattata. Not my rival though, however, since his Sneasel has quick attack. We'll have to do this one a different way. I'll start with Togepi. Golbat prioritizes Air Cutter versus Togepi, but sometimes uses Confuse Ray. I don't mind. I'll first start charming Golbat down, and then yawn it. Now I'll let Eevee take advantage of any turns that Golbat is asleep to get its accuracy down with Sand Attack. If Eevee ever takes too much damage, I'll just go back into Togepi, and if Togepi takes 2 Air Cutters or crit, I'll wish immediately to stay safe. Any confusion from Confuse Ray, I'll always switch out once my Persian Berries are gone. This will go on for a while until Golbat only has Bite, and then after just Astonish. Since Astonish is Ghost type, I can have all the free turns I want with Aipom to set up 3 agilities, 3 nasty plots, and send them to my Snubbull, who can sweep the rest of the fight with Choice Specs Flamethrower. Spearow can pretty much sweep all the battles here with Grunts with Wide Lens Fly. We'll grab the Director and take on the leaders. Petrol can get Facade swept. Even through Intimidate from our Bach, Ariana gets Facade swept. And I'll have to switch to Choice Scarf for Archer's Houndoom, but he gets swept by Rattata too. We can now catch our Licky Tongue and we'll head through Ice Cave and arrive in Blackthorn, where I can catch my Teddiursa and go into the gym. Rattata Facade sweeps all the trainers here. For Claire, I'll start with Togepi to take the Intimidate. Gyarados only uses Dragon Rage here, so I'll always be safe. I'll yawn it and let it fall asleep so I can get 1 free turn to get Rattata in. I can kill it with Facade, and this level up here allows Rattata to outspeed Kingdra in the back by 1 point. I'll kill Dragonair, and when Kingdra comes in, I'll use a U-turn to weaken it since my Facade doesn't always kill. I'll let Teddiursa go because it won't be useful in the future, and I'll go back into Rattata to end the battle with 2 Facades. Kimono Girls are next, and for once they're super easy. For Umbreon, we'll start with Rattata and use U-turn just to weaken it. After, I'll go into Snubbull, who I don't need anymore, again. So I'll sack it for a free switch, go back into Rattata, and finish with Facade. Then after that, the rest of the Kimono Girls get Facade swept. Now we can do all the Lugia stuff and head toward the Pokemon League. Many trainers here are avoidable, and the ones that aren't get swept by Rattata. One last rival fight and we'll pretty much do the same thing that we did last time, except the Sneasel's first, so I'll kill it with a Specs Flamethrower from Licky Tongue. Sneasel cannot kill Licky Tongue. After that, we'll do the same thing we did last time again. Stall out Golbat with Togepi and Eevee, except this time I have Protect on my Togepi to ensure Wish Healing. Once it only has Astonish, I can go into Aipom, set up, send it to Licky Tongue, and let Licky Tongue sweep with Flamethrower. Let's get into the Elite Four. Will here can get swept by Rattata. Rattata is edged and holding a metronome so that it can ensure the kill on Slowbro when it comes out. Metronome boosts Facade by 10% for each time it's used, so the power of the move is 30% by the time Slowbro comes out. After that, I can finish the fight. I'll start with Togepi versus Koga's Ariados. After using one charm on Ariados, it'll stop going for Poison Jab and only use Giga Drain as its attacking move versus Togepi. The second charm is to ensure Ariados doesn't use Poison Jab on Aipom either when it comes in. I'm going to send a wish to Aipom to make sure he's topped off when he comes in. My Shed Shell allows Togepi to switch out regardless of the spider web that Ariados uses. Once Aipom's in, it just needs to get up 2 agilities and 2 nasty plots. Aipom is always able to, due to the rest and a held Chesto Berry in case of crits. I'll send these boosts to Lickitung, and Lickitung can sweep the rest of Koga's team with Flamethrower. Bruno's Hitmontop has Quick Attack, but for some reason it never goes for it versus Rattata, so I'm safe here. I can Facade Sweep up until when the Onix comes out. From here, I'll U-turn into Lickitung. Onix always uses Rock Slide or Earthquake here, both of which Lickitung lives a crit of. I can counter next turn with a Choice Scarf Ice Beam. Finally, Hitmonchan is in. I'll go into Eevee. Eevee has a chance to save itself here, but I don't actually need it for later. I can get a slow Baton Pass off here though, nice, very good. Preserve my Eevee and go into Rattata, who can finish with Facade. Level 50 just barely ensures the kill with Facade on Karen's Umbreon. Gengar outspeeds, but always targets Rattata with Focus Blast, so I can Sucker Punch it. Houndoom dies to Facade, and although Murkrow has Sucker Punch itself, it never goes for it. It only uses Pluck versus Rattata for some reason. I can kill the final 2 guys with Facade. The final battle, guys, let's go. We'll start with Choice Scarf Hoot Hoot to outspeed Gyarados. I'm pre-burned because I'm going to use Psycho Shift on Gyarados, which transfers my status condition over. This will force Gyarados to only use Dragon Pulse when my Aipom is out. I'll let Hoot Hoot go. Now, what I'm doing is just letting the burn tick down on Gyarados. I only have to set up 1 agility in the meantime, and I'll protect whenever. Resto Chesto is available too, just in case I need it. When Gyarados' health looks exactly like this, I Baton Pass to Lickitung. Lickitung can take a hit easily, and now Gyarados is in perfect range to be finished off with an Ice Beam, but not trigger a potion. From here, Licky can kill all 3 Dragonites with Ice Beam until Charizard comes out. I'll sack my Aipom next in order to go into Rattata. Rattata can Facade Charizard and Aerodactyl comes out, and it outspeeds me. Aerodactyl only has attacking moves too, so I can easily wrap up the battle with a critical Sucker Punch. But I don't get it and my Rattata goes down. Since Eevee stayed alive, I throw it in there to try and get a growl off, but I can't and get critted. I put Togepi in just because I want to get off 1 yawn if I can. I got flinched here. Let's try it again. Flinched again, but my Citrus Berry might give me 1 more shot. Oh my god, Togepi lives on 1 HP and gets the yawn off. This was the perfect scenario. Aerodactyl will finish me next turn and fall asleep at the same time. This gives the Lickitung the chance to come out, and it has this guaranteed free turn to win with an Ice Beam and beat the Normlock. Let's go, boys. I finished the first ever run of an unevolved Monolocke. To be honest, this was one of the easiest to do since I had such a wide selection of Pokemon and Guts Rattata. It was definitely fun to do for real, but the unfortunate thing is that not all games are viable for real runs, yet they still yield some fun situations and interesting strategies. I'll be back again one day for another real run if you guys want me to, but for now, just drop a like, leave a comment, comment on the comment, like the comment, drop a subscribe, and comment on the like that you commented on. I'll see you next time.